There we go. And now let me go ahead and share this. I have the screen up. I will take down the screen and then do the intro as soon as we start. I'll give it like a minute so that kind of Facebook lets people know that we're here. So give me just 1 second to do that. And live custom streaming service. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, I am going to hit the go live button and we'll just start in a second.
I just sent everybody the link. One was hitting the wrong one. Remember I told you, so I had to like delete the one. So good deal.
No worries. All right, I am going to set this up, wait a minute, and then start so that way Facebook has time to let people know that we are live. I'm going to test it on my phone as well to make sure that we are live.
Christine, look at your book in the back. I love that.
And we are live, so everybody can hear us.
Great.
And we have people joining.
Yeah.
Okay, and Facebook is telling everybody that we are live. Let's see. We are live. So perfect. Wait a few. Heidi is here. And more people. Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi there. And welcome, everyone. We have a few more people joining us right now.
Hello.
All right, we are live, so if you want to go ahead and mute yourself, that would be absolutely fabulous. And we are going to start in a second. Okay. Well, welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here. I'm going to start off with why we are here, the purpose of this event. She is Hope LA is a nonprofit organization that helps educate and empower single mothers starting over in the workplace and provides affordable transitional housing and childcare. Because the majority of single mothers are usually left with little or no credit, no money, or support, She is Hope LA bridges the gap that currently exists over poverty and gives them a new hope, a new direction, and a new purpose. She is Hope LA provides emotional, physical, and financial tools and services to help guide single mothers through every aspect of supporting themselves and their children. They provide access to resources and solve basic needs like affordable temporary housing and childcare. They offer job preparation during a single mother's transition back into the workforce. Ladies Take the Lead is proud to be hosting this virtual fundraiser to benefit the grand opening of She is Hope LA's boutique, which where every sale is donated to help uplift the lives of single mothers. I'm so excited to be able to do this. My name, let me introduce myself very quickly and then shine the spotlight on She is Hope LA. My name is Alina Friedman. I am the founder and creative director at Finding Fabulous Media, and I am the creator here at Ladies Take the Lead. We are a community-driven platform of women-owned businesses who are here to join forces and leverage their collective energy into business opportunities. We help women entrepreneurs amplify their voice and build brand awareness by producing events and content that shines the light on our community members. Today, I am excited to shine the light on She is Hope LA. She is Hope LA was started by a single mom who scraped by with her wits and learned how to thrive as a new single mom in LA when she got divorced in 2012, who now heads her vision for for this nonprofit organization. Please welcome Tisha Janigian, who will be sharing her personal story and struggle and triumph as a single mom.
Thank you, Alina. I appreciate that. And thank you for hosting this fundraiser today. And thank you all for joining us. I'm excited to be here and to start making these dreams happen. As she described, I got divorced in 2012 and had no money, no credit, and no assets. And it was quite a struggle starting over. And as I was going through these difficulties, I realized as I was talking to more people how prevalent this issue is, that the system is broken, it perpetuates people to stay on it, and that there's a gap over poverty. So She is Hope LA has been created in order to empower and educate single mothers, help them get back into the workplace, and give them a hand up instead of a handout. We do this with a three-pronged approach of education on topics including legal and financial advice, job training and preparation, mind, body wellness, and peer support. We also are offering jobs and job training through She is Hope LA Boutique, which is going to be opening on October 22nd. They'll get some retail experience and customer service, as well as She is Hope Realty. So we can teach women and anyone interested real estate or back office positions with real estate and just get them started and get them back into the workforce. We'll also help them and put them in touch with other people and help them get jobs or build their resumes, prepare for interviews, all of that with our connections that we have. And the last thing that we're trying to do is get grants so we can get a small apartment complex or a multiplex to provide affordable transitional housing and childcare, to give these women and kids a year or two tenancy while they work on their self-esteem and they work on their credit, and they can get back on their feet and be able to provide for their families. So that's what this is all about. We're really excited to take this next step and open our boutique at the end of this month. And then we also have our third annual gala on November 5th, and I'm hoping you can all attend. But we're excited to have these amazing speakers be a part of this. And we have a few single moms that we've been working with that are going to share their testimonies. So we're really excited to have you all listen in. Thank you for your support and have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Tisha. I would like to welcome our first speaker for She is Hope LA. She is a proud supporter, award-winning author, actor, TED Talks, and NSA speaker, strategist Julieanne O'Connor has dedicated her life to helping people bridge the gap between their professions and personal lives, such as they live with massive joy, freedom, generosity, and abundance. Please welcome Julieanne O'Connor.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Tisha, just mad props to you for what you're doing here. Alina, thank you so much for hosting this. You know, it is a gift to have the opportunity to sort of start this off with just a testimonial really about how important this is and what your donations go towards and what type of impact you can have by supporting something this important. You know, I am it's probably not mentioned in my bio, so I'll just share this little personal side of me. Is I'm a foster mom, and I am also an adoptive mom. I also have a biological child. So I've experienced motherhood, you know, kind of covering the gamut. But more importantly, it's been a really interesting journey because I've had about, gosh, six babies now. And it's been really fascinating to watch the journey of single moms and what they've gone through. And, you know, the story, I won't try to make myself emotional here with some of the stories I could share, but I will share that one person makes a difference. And, when you step up and you help people and you look at them with an open heart and you realize the importance that they could, the impact that they could have on the world if you were able to get them over the gap. And so through foster care, some of these babies, it doesn't end up good for them, or they end up being adopted out. But then some get to go back to their moms, and the circumstances were not their mom's fault all the time. And so I think people take for granted, they see people struggling and they maybe don't realize what got them into that place. And, we all have to count our blessings, because I do, knowing some of these stories of what women have gone through, men too, sometimes. And, but for this particular cause, and I can tell you from having helped some of these women, to watch them get back on their feet, it literally is unbelievable. And I can tell you, I'll just share one mom whose baby, we got back to her, and then she was able to really get back on her feet with the support of a lot of people. It takes a whole entire tribe community. But once she did, she went on and she actually turned everything around, became a foster mom herself. And now she's changing lives. And the last I heard, had 3 kids, and several of them were relatives. And, so the family is imperfect sometimes. And so I just want to share this, that if you can sponsor even small amounts of money, if you can sponsor time, if you can make donations to the thrift store, anything like that at all, what it does is it helps Tisha to leverage her influence. And when she can leverage her influence, this woman's amazing. She's going to be providing affordable housing for some of these moms, and these moms will completely impact a community, and they will change their children's lives. And those children will go on to change the world. So we know that it matters. We know that sometimes we take for granted that a few bucks here or a few bucks there, or if you can offer some sort of strategic partnership, because I'm a huge fan of leverage. And so if you have a business and you can partner and you can do some of what Alina is doing and share this again, or do another fundraiser, or whatever you have that you can offer, I promise you it will come back to you tenfold. I'm so grateful. I have the opportunity every time she hosts courses for these moms to be able to, I was able to do it in person before COVID, and now obviously we've been doing it virtually, but to hear the stories of women who are taking something away from these courses, and then they're actually making an impact in their own lives with how they utilize that information, whether it's about careers, if you're somebody who just has knowledge and wants to help with that course material, all of that stuff, all of those gifts are welcome. And so Tisha, again, I just want to thank you, and everybody who supports you, and everybody who's here right now that I'm looking at. You guys are amazing, men and women both. Anybody who can step up, if you have some way to provide support, an alliance, anything, please do that. This is a really good cause. It's really important, and it truly, truly does have a ripple effect out into the world. So thank you so much. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Julieanne. That was beautiful.
Thank you so much, Julieanne. That was absolutely fabulous. And yes, please, every little dollar, every little dime, every little penny does help an organization. And I am very proud to be able to do this fundraiser. And you can too. If you have a platform, of a lot of people that can see this, then share this organization. It is truly an amazing organization. I met Tisha about a year ago, and we hit it off, and I am so excited to be a part of this. And she does have a 12-week course that she does twice a year that I've been a part of. The last course, I'll be a part of this second course. Anything that you can do, and if you can't donate money, donate your time, because that's also a valuable commodity that a lot of people don't have the opportunity to get from you. So your time is definitely as valuable as your money. Tisha, where can they go ahead and donate? Please go ahead and let us know.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, we are. We're looking for volunteers for the boutique. We're looking for people to be speakers for us. We're looking for people to help us with our gala. So we're always looking to grow our network. So thank you for bringing that up. You can donate or reach out to us at www.sheishopela. There is a donate button on there, but there's also ways to reach us. And if you know any single moms that can benefit by our programs, please send them our way, or people that are going through some rough times that just need to have some support, and just know they're not alone. That's what most of these women need to know, and just to get it off their chest and to vent and share their story. So that's another part of the things that we like to do. You can also donate at Venmo. We have an @SheIsHopeLA. So those are the two options that we've got.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Right now, I would like to go ahead and introduce Victoria Gillett, who is a single mom, and she's going to talk about her firsthand experience with the She Is Hope LA community. Please welcome Victoria Gillett.
Thank you, guys. So good to be here. I hope you're all doing well. So I just wanted to talk to you guys. Last time, some of you have heard me speak before and some of you haven't. I usually do share my backstory a little bit about what I went through prior to my divorce. So, you know, I had gone into my marriage, as most of us do, with high hopes and, you know, something that I had hoped would be fulfilling actually very volatile. And I was raised in a household that taught you that you know, you stick through things no matter how hard or rough they get. And I stuck around for longer than I'd like to admit. But, you know, when we share our stories, it makes other people feel comfortable and empowered to share their stories. And so, yeah, there was a lot of abuse. And, you know, I have to say that my focal point is always on God. For those of you that have heard me speak, I always focus on God. And I feel that there's more than one path to the divine. So no matter what your religious background is or beliefs are, I believe there's a core truth in them all. And, you know, God actually stepped in and removed the abuse from my life. About a week before my ex-husband left me, I had a dream. And in my dream, it was so vivid, it was so real. I was hanging on so tight to a pole. I would not let go of this pole. My grip was like a vice grip. And an audible voice came to me in my dream telling me, you need to let go or I will help you let go. And I just refused to let go of that pole. And suddenly two extremely large hands came down from above and gently started to pry my hands off of the pole. And I resisted, but the large hands loosened my grip and my hands were released. I began to fall in my dream, but I didn't hit the ground. And when I woke up, I had this overwhelming feeling of peace and warmth and unconditional love and clarity that I'd never known before in my life. And it was then and there that I knew that no matter what lay ahead for me, the children and I were going to be okay. And about a week later, my ex-husband left me. And the events that happened after that are nothing short of miracles. You know, I had been out of the workforce and I had been a stay-at-home mom for almost 2 decades. And I remember that I needed to move because, you know, through the court systems, which, you know, are not ideal, no matter what you were living on before when you were married, that's irrelevant. They have a calculator and they, you know, depending on how much your ex-partner makes, that's what they base their, you know, child support on. And, you know, I had to move. I could no longer afford the townhome that I was living in while I was married. And so I had called and I wanted a house cleaning service to come in because it was such a large townhome and I really wanted to get my security deposit back. And I know those of you that have young children know what your house can look like with 2 toddlers and a kindergartner. And, you know, so this cleaning company came in and they're called Betty's Maids. And the owner, Elaine, was actually with them on the day that they came to my home. So I invited them in and I was explaining to them what I needed. And, you know, she started looking around and she saw the pictures of my children on the walls, and she kind of inquired about what was, you know, what I was doing in it, because I had put a move out clean in my notes. And I let her know that, you know, I was separated. I didn't give her all the gory details, but I told her that the children and I needed to move. So to make a long story short, she was an angel from God, and she actually told me that she had a condo in the valley that she hadn't even listed yet, and it was a 3-bedroom, and she let me know how much it was for rent and set up a time for me to come look at it. And I think it was just such a miracle, you know, because my credit was low. After, you know, my ex-husband left me, my credit score was lower, and it was just a big mess. And so that was just a light for me, you know, to be able to have that opportunity and to have God place Elaine in my path. And it was a huge struggle, you know, it was a huge struggle after that. I had to go through court for child support. Luckily, I could lean on my church. My church really helped me as well. And I just saw God's hand in it every step of the way. I went to look at the condo a couple days later and ended up renting it from Elaine. And, you know, that's a little bit of my backstory. Now, a little bit about my life after the divorce. You know, obviously being a single mother is very challenging, especially, you know, I was married for a couple decades and I was not working outside of the home. But it's extremely important to have a good support system because it makes all of the difference in the world. And organizations like She Is Hope LA are vital for women like me and many others. Some of us, you know, we come out of our divorces without current job skills. And what's amazing about She Is Hope LA is that it offers us women like me new hope. And I've gained so much from She Is Hope LA through the online curriculum that I've participated in. And I've received a scholarship through She Is Hope LA with California Realty Group, which I'm super excited about. You know, I'm almost 50 years old and I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years. And to know that groups like She Is Hope LA can help women like me. And, you know, I'm super excited because after I'm all done, I'm going to be a licensed agent and I'll be a part of She Is Hope Realty team. And I never imagined that an opportunity like that could be possible for me. So I'm so grateful for Tisha Junijian, who is at the helm of She Is Hope LA. And if I could share anything with single moms coming out of a divorce, it would be to keep pushing forward through the pain. I understand what you're going through. I'm here to share with you that there is happiness and many, many possibilities ahead for you, in store for you. And it may seem dismal right now, and that's okay, but just remember that no season can last forever. And, you know, She Is Hope LA just makes it easier for mothers like me to reach out and to get a hand up to rebuild our lives for a better future for ourselves and our children. And I just believe that these programs are so vital and such a great way to serve and to help single moms rebuild their lives and just have a better future for themselves and for their futures. So thank you, Tisha, for doing this. You inspire me. I love you. You inspire me and motivate me on a daily basis. Whenever I think that something's not possible, I look and see what you're doing and realize that it is possible. It's a choice. And if you have the drive and the commitment behind it, all things are possible. So I just thank you so much. She Is Hope LA has really changed my life and many other moms that I know it has helped them as well. So again, you know, no amount is too small to donate towards this wonderful foundation. And I'm living proof that, you know, there is help and hope. And, you know, I'm just super excited about the future. So thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Love you. Appreciate you too. My goodness. That was
Wow.
beautiful.
What an amazing story. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Victoria, for sharing this. It's hard to share
Thank you.
personal stories, but this was such an amazing, inspiring story. If there's any single mom out there who's going through this situation, please reach out to She Is Hope LA. You need your community to gather around you. That's how you build that support. And as the Creative Ladies Take the Lead, I am happy to support and get this community going and amplify their voice so that more people can join and donate. And I've actually set up a link there in the comments, so that if you want to go ahead and donate, click on the link and donate whatever you can. And if you can't donate money, donate your time. They need volunteers in their boutique. Anything that you can. They have a twice a year 12-week program that you can definitely donate your skills to help single moms, because it's tough, and we all need to, especially nowadays, what's going on, we all need that support. I'd like to introduce another mom who has experienced firsthand She Is Hope LA. Please welcome Michele Matheson. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. I gotta there's so much to say. Unmute. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
okay,
gosh.
no worries.
I'm a
No
Luddite.
worries. Thank you for joining us.
I really
Go ahead
am.
and start off again.
Okay. I was just saying there's so much to say. First of all, Tisha is a force of good in the world. She's also she's doing so much, and I don't know how she does it. This is just like a little part. I don't know. I always am like, there's not enough time in the day, and she seems to do everything, and with a smile and connecting people. And I'm so inspired by her. And the other thing is that she's so fun. This is a fun group. I scored. I randomly found her on, someone recommended, I was on Nextdoor, single mom stuff, need furniture, need this, kind of losing it. And someone said, oh, She Is Hope is LA is great. And I contacted her and we talked on the phone. And then all of a sudden I've got a network of community. I'm in a 12-week curriculum, getting my resume fixed, getting my style fixed, getting talking in workshops like with Julieanne O'Connor, which was completely life-changing. I mean, oh my gosh, Julieanne shifted my whole story about my life and the victim stuff, and shifted it where I was like, I felt like, I was hysterical. I was bawling hysterical, but it's so therapeutic, so they're healing. What else? There's a sex therapy class, which was really fun. I really had a fun time with that. And there's also a lot of, as a single mom, you don't have the husband to bounce things off of. It feels really lonely. I came out of my marriage, just really, my self-esteem was negative 100. I was really scraping the barrel there with trying to get some confidence and just showing up for my kids. I lost both my parents. And I was really depressed. And connecting with She Is Hope LA, I'm telling you, it just, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. It made me feel like I'm not alone, that there's other women in the world that are doing it and that have struggled and have conquered this position that they're in. I didn't have any skills, and I still am struggling with confidence, but I'm getting better. Tisha connected me with a scholarship for the realty program, and I'm like, I can't believe it. So I'm gonna go. I'm saying yes. I'm gonna go for it. I'm borrowing her belief in me. Even the lady at California Realty is like, "You got this, girl. You can do this. This is amazing. This is incredible." Last Christmas was gonna be a rough Christmas, and Tisha suggested to Julianne is another amazing angel, and they work together and do all this like magical stuff. And she connected me with being the recipient of Christmas presents for my kids. And it was like, we had the most magical Christmas, and it wasn't, I mean, there was nice presents. They wanted us to do a list. And I mean, it was mind blowing. But also for my kids to see these handmade cards from all the Girl Scout troop, and writing, "I hope you have a great Christmas." And the thought and the care that went into the whole thing was just, we'll never, ever forget it. We always talk about that Christmas. So however we can give back, I think I want to give back however I can. Hopefully someday I'll be able to help people as much as Tisha has helped me, as much as Julianne has helped. All these women in these classes are just phenomenal. They're so inspiring. It's incredible. Most of my friend group, they're married people and they have happy lives. And I've managed to not be, to love my life just how it is, and be in it. I think I know it's because I have She Is Hope LA in my life. I have a huge, rich network that I can go to, and it's all because I just stepped into this. So however anybody could support this is, I mean, Tisha for president, I swear, maybe someday. I think maybe someday. She is incredible. So I love you, and thank you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a wonderful rest of the sesh.
I love you too.
Thank you. I gotta get off before I.
Oh my God, and I am now crying.
Sorry.
Michele, thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm just like sobbing too here, because what you mentioned about community, it's you are alone, and when you have that community, you don't feel that you're alone anymore. And that's what She Is Hope is. They're giving you a place where you don't have to be scared, lonely, and really build your life over again. So I am so proud to be a sponsor and promoting She Is Hope LA. Such an amazing organization. Next up, I would like to introduce a board member and development officer, Jonathan Sarrow, who is going to be talking more about She Is Hope LA and also what the vision of She Is Hope LA is for the future. Please welcome Jonathan Sarrow.
Thank you, Alina. And I just want to say it truly is an honor and a privilege to be speaking in front of this group, who is really so brave and so inspiring to share all of your stories. And I just want to thank you for doing that. The more, people like me and, far and wide know your stories and what She Is Hope LA can do, the more people we can bring into the community. And so from the bottom of my heart, thank you for sharing your stories. As Alina said, I did want to talk a little bit about some of the specifics on She Is Hope Realty, and also talk a little bit about the brokerage that Tisha's running. We'll get a little inspiration there too. So She Is Hope LA, Alina and Tisha, there's not much more I can say on top of what, they did the overview, but I did want to get a little bit into how we do it, what we're doing now and what we're planning in the future. And so we're thinking about what are some of the resources that we provide and how does it work. And heard some of the women on this, Zoom talk about it. We have a She Is series, an individual support that really focuses on items like finance, education, career skills, and interview prep. We do finance, credit card counseling, negotiation skills, and it's not just women who can benefit from everybody can benefit from negotiation skills. So I encourage anybody to watch a lot of these. Child care guidance, wellness programs about supporting each other, self-confidence, providing a safe space for people to gather, and networking. One of the most things that doesn't get talked about nearly enough is networking, making connections, meeting people, having a safe place to do that, and practicing networking, because it's not like nobody networks. Well, there are some people, like maybe Tisha, but and we all need help in sort of practicing networking. I have to practice it every day. And so, when we talk about, the grand opening of our new space, on October 22nd, it's so important that, we get support and donations to open this. We've got the store, the signs are up, we're almost there, supporting, this safe space for people to gather, for women to gather, anybody to gather really, to provide a venue and a place for all of these programs to exist instead of us running around. We used to have to find venues or all Zoom or whatever. So any support, to help the grand opening of our storefront on Ventura Boulevard in Encino is greatly appreciated. It's a little bit about what some of the educational programs do. A number of you have talked about job training, and there are specific things that, She is Hope LA is doing now regarding job training and career advancement. And the boutique itself will provide two types of opportunities: retail, interacting with people opportunities, managing cash, managing inventory, day-to-day, how to manage business, and then eventually management opportunities for the store as well, because stores don't run themselves. And then as you've heard already, we've got scholarships for women who are going to become realtors. It doesn't have to be a realtor to be support staff. The She is Hope Realty is truly an amazing creation from Tisha, really designed to not just support, and I'll talk about the brokerage in a second, but not just support the funding of everything that we're doing with She is Hope LA. Think about the professional job opportunities in becoming an agent or becoming support staff. And real estate support staff, it's a sophisticated job. So when we're running around trying to close a deal, somebody's got to be managing, as many of us know, a complex transaction. So there are multiple opportunities to get real professional advancement, get accredited, get licensed, and hit the ground running. And it's a very exciting thing, what we're doing with the brokerage. So, if with respect to that, and I'll get to brokerage in a second, one more thing I want to talk about as it relates to She is Hope LA. We have a gala on November 5th, right? And it's in person, and we're doing some virtual too, Tisha, is that right? Are we doing both virtual and in person for the gala? I think we are, right?
Yeah, we'll do it. Yes.
So, the cool thing about the gala is it's going to be fun and cool. And, we've done it now twice before, but it's also a unique way to either, if you yourself want to support the gala with a donation or a, silent auction contribution, or what more people actually seem to be able to do is actually get a corporate tie-in, and so if you don't have the money or item of value, either your own company or a company that can donate. A good example of this is we recently just secured a corporate tie-in with iFit, the makers of the Nordic Track fitness line, and we've got a $2,000 studio bike that's going into the corporate auction. Costs them very little in terms of inventory, because how many bikes do they have? But it shows their commitment, to the program and the kind of things that we're going to have at the silent auction. Fox is donating tickets. They wouldn't tell me whether it's going to be Lakers or Clippers, but you know what? Who cares? Or Kings, whatever, right? Fox is providing tickets. We're working on some others, and so those are some of the corporate tie-ins that I don't, I can't donate a $2,000 bike, but you know what? My friend works at Nordic Track, and he was able to do that. So really, if anybody out there can, get a corporate donation or a contribution to the silent auction, that would be wonderful. And just more, all goes directly to the nonprofit. So finally, a little bit about inspiration and just a little slice of inspiration on my story and who I am and why I'm here. I'm on the board of She Is Hope LA. And, you know, Tisha, and I transitioned out of 20 years of corporate life in early 2020. And, you know, great people, great job. And I was looking for something that was really fulfilling, you know, in particular during the pandemic. You know, you really get your priorities changed. And, you know, I was on a plane a lot and, you know, gone from home, and it's not good. And, you know, Tisha and my wife, Karen, were like, well, go get your license and come work for the brokerage. And I'll just tell you, we've had Tisha buy and sell, you know, our homes, and the magnificence of the job that she's done, like, okay, I'm in. And it's truly, you know, why I decided to join, because it all ties back into supporting the nonprofit. So, you know, in the event that you are in the market to buy or sell a home, just know that in addition to full service brokerage, we're actually rolling out a luxury brand too in the near future called Cabo Real Estate. A portion, and a decent portion of every transaction goes directly to supporting helping single mother families. So that's all I got. I hope I covered everything, Tisha, and thank you again for including me as part of this program.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much. As Jonathan mentioned about Tisha, she is a master networker, and that's actually how I and Tisha met. She came to one of my events for Ladies Take the Lead. She became a member, and then, you know, we made history together, and now we are collaborating with events and so many other things ahead. I'm actually going to be a speaker on November 4th in her She Is series. And my topic is how to market yourself and build a strong professional network. One of the things that I talk about, and one of the things that Ladies Take the Lead is all about, is building your network, building that community. So I'm excited to offer anyone who joins on November 4th a membership, a one-year membership, offering 3 memberships to 3 ladies. We're going to have a drawing on November 4th who join us live at her boutique, and we'll have a drawing, and I will be giving away 3 memberships to Ladies Take the Lead, where you can amplify your brand and build your network and all that other good stuff. Next up, we have another mom who's going to be sharing her story. I'm very excited to bring on Heidi Lowry. Heidi, if you want to unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. I'm really excited to be here and a part of She Is Hope. Research is showing evidence about how societal inequalities are specifically linked to poverty, and they are disproportionately affecting women. This can seem overwhelming to tackle. Then the impact could be on global warming, repairing Mother Earth. Every individual matters. We run the risk of an overwhelm sometimes when we have big things like global warming and solving the world's problems. And it can even paralyze activism. And some of the recommendations is to really act locally, because that becomes a lot more grounding. I think it was even Mother Teresa who's been quoted as saying, you know, if I tried to solve the world's problems and I didn't see people individually, she would have not been able to solve anything. But most importantly, She Is Hope has kept me from feeling alone. Workshops, the speakers authentically serve without judgment and share their variety and fun skill sets. And it's helped keep me in a good, strong mindset. And the forces on the specific repair, and it focuses on the specific repairs that women need in recovering from divorces. As a result, my credit score has increased, and now I'm responsibly re-expanding my lines of credit and hope to qualify for a home loan again soon. My children's well-being is dependent upon my attunement as a parent. And it seems pertinent to teach my children the effects that inequality has on the world, and to empower them to be stronger men in the future. When one is faced with daunting experiences like trauma, having resources to help you stay focused on repairs is really profound, and it affects the development of the parent and therefore the bonding of that child, and it impacts their life. While I've not been attending the workshops recently, I feel that I still have a cohort that is relatable and reliable. Occasionally, I receive kind words on days when there may have not been any. And the durability of tough days really depends on our mindsets. Empowerment comes more readily when it's community-based. And when we're looking to change the world for the betterment of humanity, then we need to start with the individuals in our circles. And when someone is struggling or experiencing trauma, having empathy is key. Thank you, Tisha, for contributing with your heart and your better lives for everybody. We really appreciate you. I love you so much. Thank you.
I love you too.
Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful. I have another mom who is going to join us right now and share her experience with She Is Hope LA. Please welcome Jewlya let me pronounce this correctly, because I know that I hate when people mispronounce my name. Samaniego. And please let me know if I pronounced it correctly. Jewlya?
Yes, thank you. And no worries, even if you would have ruined it, it's fine. Thank you so much. And I just want to tell you, Tisha, I'm honored to be able to do this for you. You just mean so much, and you've done so many incredible things for so many people. So I hope, that helps with your drive of continuously going. So thank you very much for all your love and support. You've been there as a friend, through business, through my ups and my downs. So I really appreciate you. I do want to say I am very grateful outside of knowing her as a friend. I met Tisha more in a business form. So prior to COVID, I actually had my own business. I was running a cleaning company, and that's how I met her. And then in the midst of COVID, I found a new career of a full-time mom and a teacher of 3 kids on 3 different levels, and had to completely let go of my business. And it was a really hard hit for me, like extremely hard. On top of that, I went through a separation. I was dealing with a lot, and she's just been great on so many aspects. So in the midst of going through all that, through the years that I have known Tisha, I did join her first series of classes, and it was so inspiring. It helped me when I probably needed it the most, and I was in complete full denial that I even needed it. I'm the type of person that even when I need help, I have to literally be starving to ask for help. Like, I will deny that I need help to the fullest capability. So when she offered the classes and was promoting her first set, I just did it for the sake of doing it. I didn't even feel that I needed it. And in the midst of taking the courses, I realized why God had brought her in my life and why it was so important to be a part of everything she was doing. And I'm so beyond grateful. She Is Hope LA. I have a little side note. Sorry, guys. Being a mom of 3, you have to do multiple things at one time. So She Is Hope LA has definitely taught me new ways to survive. I didn't notice how much I was lacking on self-care, and it definitely helped calm myself down. I'm a go, go, go person, and I think that really helped me distract myself of the needs and wants that I needed to be the best me, especially going through a separation of thinking everything was going to be rainbows and butterflies for the rest of my life. I didn't want to face reality. So I always overbooked myself on purpose. So taking the course helped me realize that I was doing that. And a lot of it was just a lot of self-love and self-care. So I'm glad I got to do that. So it taught me new ways to survive as a single mom, something I didn't even ever believe that I would have been. So it helped open my reality to the fact that I can do it, and it's very accomplished. It's possible to accomplish that. It also gave me new knowledge with my new beginnings that I was going to be stepping into, which was like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but like utilizing every single dollar possible, grocery shopping and like meal prepping, and knowing how to expand every bit in the midst of grocery shopping, whether it's like snacks for the kids, especially during COVID. Your kids are eating, I don't know, 20 hours of the day. So it was definitely learning how to expand the 20 hours of a day and limiting their snacks and watching what they were eating. And there was a whole class that really like even took you into the grocery store, learning how to stretch every bit of every dollar. So that was huge for me. I took the most notes probably in that class. Another one was credit. I didn't notice how impactful credit was. And I know that sounds completely absurd, but like when you're in love and you're thinking he's going to be there forever, for some reason, us women, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's some men out there, we put everything on our spouse and like, he'll take care of it. They'll take care of it. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. But then when everything's not fine, you have to relearn it for yourself. And is extremely huge. It opened me to knowledge I never had. I didn't even take a course in college on it or high school, which they should probably have. So that really, really helped me and boost my credit score and knowing how to get things off my credit score. I actually just obtained my first credit card in my mid-30s. That's crazy that I've obtained my first credit card. I'm very, very happy, but it's just sad that it took me that long to grasp it, you know? Something I'm definitely not going to let my children go through. Again, it just helped me reflect on self-care. Like, you know, if I need a bath time, then I need a bath time. If I need to tell my kids we can't do a play date this weekend, well, we can't do a play date this weekend. I think in the midst of most of us women, when we do go through separation, we just tend to put so much on wanting the children to be happy and whatever it is they need. If they need a new toy or they need, you know, to go see their best friend that lives 45 minutes away and we're dead tired, we'll still drive the 45 minutes away. And it's like, no, you need to reflect on also what you need to be the best you. And I think sometimes I overstretched myself for my kids' happiness when I also needed to realize that I needed to find happiness for myself. So her classes definitely helped me in that department. As far as, I'm sorry, right, artistry, I would say the biggest thing that definitely helped me also in the She Is Hope is it helped me regain like a new way of how to restart your life. Like I know in my separation personally, I felt like my world was coming to an end. It was my second huge like separation from a partner. So I definitely felt like a failure for a moment and I just kind of wanted to give up, tap out. I'm pretty sure all of us have had those moments. And her classes just helped me realize that you just have to push restart. It's not always about giving up. It's just a restart button and you just have to learn the right ways of restarting and everything will always work itself out. So I'm beyond grateful that God brought her into my world for multiple reasons. And I would highly, what's the right words? Encourage, there you go. I would highly encourage anybody that's going through any form of separation or just need a little bit motivation or maybe just going through a hard time in general, just to pull themselves out of like maybe a depression moment. Tisha can definitely, and our courses can definitely help you just get a restart on just life and finding your love for it and helping you remember your creative side and kind of like, you know, touching your inner child and helping you find that inner child in yourself to then reimagine of all the possibilities that are actually possible. Like, I know, like, as we become older, we tend to lose that. So I know for me, she definitely helped me realize that anything is possible. You just kind of have to believe, and the belief has to start in yourself. So yeah, I definitely thank you for this time, and I thank you for being able to just tell you my testimony and the great experiences and what I've gained and what I've learned from all the courses, and not only that, just knowing her as a friend.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Julia. Thank you. Wow, such amazing women with their stories of how She is Hope LA has helped them. By the way, the 12 Weeks She Is series is absolutely free to any mom who wants to join and get their skills. So it is an absolutely free series. I strongly recommend that you attend. We have an amazing group of women, volunteers that always join the series twice a year. We actually have a few of them here with us that started off with, Julianne started it off, and we're going to end it with another speaker who is part of the She is Hope series. Please welcome proud supporter of She is Hope LA, Christine McKay. Christine is a business negotiation strategist, international speaker, host of In the Then Zone podcast, and author of Why Not Ask, a conversation about getting more. Please welcome Christine.
Thank you, Alina. Tisha, I've just been watching your face as we've been going through this, and it's just such an honor and a pleasure to know you and to be part of this amazing organization. Julia, I loved what some of the things that you were talking about, in particular around not knowing how to ask. I've been a professional negotiator for almost 30 years, but I became a negotiator really when I was really young. When I was 19, I was pregnant, I wasn't married. I lost my job. I started living out of the back of my car. I lost 20 pounds in my first 2 trimesters. And I met a woman who, a lot of people have talked about the influence of God in their journey, and my story is similar in that. I met this woman who had very strong faith, and she challenged me to write down 4 goals. And I don't remember 3 of them, but the first time I went to the welfare office, I walked in, and what a depressing place. I was feeling good. I had, I finally got a job working at McDonald's, but I was making some money. I was getting health care finally, and I was feeling positive. And I walked into that office, and I'll never forget, just the life just got sucked out of my soul. It was one of the most oppressive environments ever. And I looked around at all the people there, most of whom were single moms. Most of them were single moms. And I looked around the room, and I just saw fear and desperation on so many faces. And it was traumatizing. And so then imagine when I get to my welfare officer, or whatever they call them, and I don't even remember what they call them, but they said, well, what are you going to do, Christine? And I blurted out one of those 4 goals. And I said, I'm going to go to Harvard. And they laughed at me. And of course they laughed at me. I mean, who the heck was I? I was going to go to Harvard. What are you talking about? Well, I didn't believe in myself, as a number of women have talked about. I had no faith in my ability to make good decisions for myself. So what did I do? I married somebody who decided that he could make good decisions for me. And I abdicated my decision-making authority over my own being to this man who I thought was going to be more capable than I. I had 2 more kids. I had 3 kids at the age of 22, but my husband, who had, gladly taken control of my decision-making authority, wasn't able to support us. We were doing our grocery shopping at the local food bank. We were on WIC at the time. Our kids were on Medicaid or Medicare, whichever. I get them all confused now. We were boiling water on the stove because we didn't have gas in the house. Some days I went through garbage cans to be able to put gas in my car sometimes. And one day I literally could not feed my oldest child, and she started crying, and I remember this, I was so frustrated. And I'm not proud of it, but I picked her up and I pretty much shoved her into the cupboard to show her that I had no food to feed her. And I was like, this has got to stop. And my husband at the time didn't believe that women should be educated. He did not believe women should have jobs. Their only job was to be pregnant and in the house. And he was an aggressive man. And I took a risk and I decided to go to community college. I got a 4.0 and earned a full scholarship to Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. And because my husband at the time didn't believe that I should have an education, I could only study from 3 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I got onto campus at Rensselaer and I looked around and I said, this is going to be easier on my own. And so I took my daughters, who at the time were age 3, 4, and 5. And I moved with them and I became a single mom. And part of why I wrote the book, Why Not Ask, is because it was during that time that I had to learn to ask. I would never have been able to do the things that I've done. And 11 years after I told that person at the welfare office that I was going to Harvard, I walked across stage with my 3 daughters in front of me, and they got little teddy bears that said HBS on it for Harvard Business School, because I got my MBA from Harvard Business School. And so there is hope. And when we ask for what we need and what we want, not just what we need, when we focus on what we want as much as on what we need, which is the beauty of what Tisha is doing. It's the beauty of what She Is Hope LA is all about. It's not, yes, there is the let's just meet basic needs, but it's more than that. It's reaching higher, reaching farther, going places where you didn't think it was possible when you were in your marriage or now. And it's like, it's that dreaming that big, that's so big that people think you're out of your mind and crazy. And She Is Hope LA is here to help make you realize that dream, to help you achieve that dream, to make it a hell of a lot easier to go to whatever your Harvard Business School is in a lot easier fashion, with a support group, with a network, with resources, with information that I did not have at my disposal. And I am so grateful that She Is Hope LA exists, and Tisha, all the things that you are doing. So anybody who's watching, if I guarantee you know a single mom. You may have been raised by a single mom. You may be a single mom. You may have a ex-partner who is now a single mom that you are no longer with, who's raising your children and taking care of your kids. Support these women. Donate to She Is Hope LA. Help all of us make this society a much better place by elevating our single mom families and helping those children see what's possible and what it is by looking and watching their mom achieve all that she wants to achieve too. So Tisha, thank you for letting me speak for a few minutes. And to everybody, to all of the moms in particular, thank you so much for making this program just exactly what it is, and what Tisha dreamed of and envisioned, and what she described to me over 2 years ago. And Jonathan, thank you for all your support too, because Jonathan is just this amazing guy who's just really helping She Is Hope LA grow. So thank you. And Alina, thank you for hosting this event.
Thank you so much, Christine. That was so inspiring. And it's so good to hear these types of stories. You know, I've shed a lot of tears today. I hope that you who are watching can open up your wallets and donate. And again, if you are not able to donate, we understand that, you know, the financial situations of many right now is hard. Donate your time, because time is as valuable, if not more, than donating money. I would like to bring back Tisha Janjian, who is the creator of She Is Hope LA, who is doing what she can to make life for these moms a little bit better day by day. So please welcome back Tisha Janigian, and thank you so much for joining us today. Visit sheishopela.org for your donations, for more information. Again, I'm Alina Friedman, and it's been a pleasure hosting this event. Tisha, it's all yours.
Thank you, Alina. Thank you all of you for sharing today and taking the time out of your busy schedules. I have shed a lot of tears too. I'm so thankful and so thrilled that we're making a difference. This is what I envisioned because I knew how hard it was when I was going through this, and I felt so alone and so scared. I didn't want anyone else to have to go through this. So I vowed when I got back on my feet, I would do this, I would build this nonprofit. And I wanted to explain the name of this nonprofit. A lot of people came together. She is Hope, inspiring self-confidence through hope, opportunity, perseverance, and education in Los Angeles. We're hoping to take this three-pronged approach and take it to all major cities across the US. So that's our long-term goal. But the thing between what we're doing right now, a lot of people talk about sustainability of nonprofits. Well, our vision is between the boutique and this real estate office, the brokerage, we want to be self-sustaining because a percentage of every transaction from real estate comes back to it, and everything from the boutique comes back to it. So we're hoping not to have to keep asking for donations, but we do appreciate anything that you can do today, your time, your energy, the donations. And as far as a few things, Julia reminded me, when I started over, I didn't have the resources and the group that we have. I've actually, for those of you that are, a little bit nervous about talking about your experience, we have 3 free ebooks that you can sign up for. It's Single Mom Survival Guide, it's Credit Repair Tips, and Eating Healthy on a Budget, which I always joke because I'm like, I had to revisit with this with COVID. But anyway, those are free resources. Everything that we have is free right now. We want to be able to give back and uplift these women and get them back to be to be able to provide for themselves and their families. We have 2 things coming up, as we mentioned. Our grand opening for the boutique and the real estate brokerage is October 22nd. There's a ribbon cutting ceremony with the Encino Chamber of Commerce. It starts at noon on the 22nd. And the whole weekend, we will have grand opening festivities and lots of giveaways. So we're hoping you can swing by and see what we're all about. We will be hosting some of those classes there, like Alina's class that's coming up, which we're so excited about. November 5th is our 3rd annual gala and fundraiser auction. We will have comedy, a DJ, food, drinks, an auction, and also we're going to have vendor tables with local vendors that we're supporting. We're trying to promote other small businesses in the area. So thank you, Alina, for hosting this. Thank you all for participating today. I have met the most incredible people on Alina's platform and made another great friend. So I'm very thankful for all of this. And I just want to close this out today by saying we are all Wonder Women, and together we rise.
Thank you so much. You know where to donate, sheishopela.org. Please have an amazing rest of the afternoon, weekend, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you all. Bye.
Okay, we have stopped live streaming. Thank you so much for joining. This was amazing.
Thank you for hosting it, Alina. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. My pleasure.
This was beautiful. Thank you all. I really.
Absolutely incredible.
I realized we forgot the giveaways. I'll give them out to the people that are on.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, I was so like.
Oh, she cut out.